Did you know that during the dark shadow of the Blitz, I stood defiant against Nazi adversity? I am Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister who led Great Britain to victory in World War II. However, during the darkest days of my life, I battled the black dog of depression. I was born in Blenheim Palace in 1874, a descendant of a distinguished line of British aristocracy. My father, Lord Randolph Churchill, was an influential Conservative politician, and my mother, Jenny Jerome, was a beautiful American heiress. To the surprise of many, my childhood was not particularly distinguished in terms of academic achievements. In fact, I was moved between several schools before entering the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. From a young age, I felt an intense passion for adventure. I served in India and Sudan, experiencing the heat of battle and the challenges of leadership. During these years, I also developed a love for writing and journalism, which accompanied me throughout my life. Regarding my love life, I met Clementine Hosier in 1904, and I fell in love. Our marriage was filled with love and complicity, and she was my rock during the most tumultuous times of my career. Despite my ups and downs, both in my career and personal life, I always found a way to move forward, guided by my determination and my fervent love for Great Britain. One of my most significant achievements, undoubtedly, was my role as Prime Minister during World War II. It was an extremely tumultuous period for Great Britain, and I found myself leading the nation during its darkest hours. Despite the falling bombs and the grim news from the battlefront, I set out to inspire and mobilize the British people with my speeches. A curiosity. I often practiced my speeches in front of the mirror and memorized them completely to recite them in Parliament and on the radio. In 1940, I delivered one of my most iconic speeches, "We shall fight on the beaches." With it, I vowed that Great Britain would never surrender to Nazi Germany. My ability to communicate and encourage the public was vital in keeping the nation's morale high. Before the war, another of my outstanding achievements was my service as First Lord of the Admiralty during World War I. In this position, I oversaw the modernization of the Royal Navy and proposed the creation of war tanks, which would later play an essential role on the battlefields. In addition to my political and military achievements, I was a prolific writer. Throughout my life, I wrote numerous books and articles. An interesting fact about this is that in 1953, I was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature, not so much for my fiction, but for his mastery of historical and biographical description, as well as for his brilliant oratory in defense of exalted human values. Despite the challenges I faced, whether within the cabinet, on the battlefield, or with the pen, I strove to serve my nation with courage, determination, and honor. These achievements, I hope, leave a legacy that endures in the history of Great Britain and the world. The shadow of death always lurked close by, but it found its moment in January of 1965. After suffering several strokes, the last proved to be the final blow. During my last days, I was surrounded by my loved ones at my home in London. It is said that the day I departed, the 24th of January, marked the end of an era. An interesting fact is that I died exactly 70 years after the death of my father, Lord Randolph Churchill, a coincidence that some found mysteriously symbolic. In my life, I not only faced the tragedy of world wars, but also personal loss. Marigold, my youngest daughter, passed away at the tender age of 2, leaving a void in Clementine's and my heart that could never be filled. Despite the adversities and tragedies, my life was one of resilience and determination. Standing against formidable enemies, whether on battlefields or in parliamentary chambers, I persevered with an indomitable spirit. My legacy is a testament to tenacity, faith, and unwavering love for my nation and its values. My reflection would be this: in adversity, we find our true strength, and in the darkest moments, the light of determination shines brighter. Thank you for joining me on this journey through my life and legacy. If my story has intrigued you, I invite you to subscribe and continue watching more videos about other personalities who have left their mark on history. See you next time.